Hi, it's Marcus again. I've decided to bring in ask my dear friends, the Arcturan brothers and sisters, to come through this evening and ask them what they have to pass to us at this time. Let's see what comes through. Thank you. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you for being with us and guiding us as you do. We are always with you, Marcus, you know this. Each day we are in your presence because you, like many others in your space of Earth at this time, have great connections with us and other star seeds that you connect to. And all of us together are one. You know that when we meet in our meetings, you connect in unity, because whether you're aware of it or not, we are all one. And you need to understand this more than ever now, as you like to have wars because you feel that you're different. And if you understood just a slight bit of what we understand about unity, you would understand that killing another is killing yourself, hurting another is hurting yourself, doing bad to another is doing bad to yourself. It makes no sense to us when we look at these things. But who are we to say these things? We were once like you, living in a 3D body and existing in a world very different from your world, but still living in a physical existence. And at the end of that, it's not for us to say now, but like many other races who've been through this physical existence, we normally didn't end up as well as we could have done. And so we're still here, but now in a much higher dimension, because we have not so much failed in doing what you're doing now, but we didn't achieve the goals that we wished, and we were still moved onwards and upwards, and we're able to transfer what we had learned into our new living, into our new worlds. What you and the other beings of light and love on your planet are doing now is a great masterpiece, a great work, as your humans have called it. It's not the same as what you refer to as alchemy, and yet, on the other hand, it is total alchemy. And the transitions that you're going through now are going to make a big difference to your outcome. And I know lots of people are anxious about the state of the world, the state of the economies, the state of food supplies, and all these things. But everything will be done at the right time to cause the least harm to the least numbers of beings. But as we like to say to you, and we know you'll enjoy this, you cannot make an omelette without breaking the eggs. And sometimes there are casualties in one sense or another. Because of your understanding, you see it as people being transitioned, moved onwards. You do not understand, and you think of it as casualties. For us, it is just existence, or in your case, it is life. One life begets another life. You leave your physical form to start a new life in another form. Some of you will go back to the planets you came from. to the worlds you came from, what you call star seeds, and others will continue their journey here. Some star seeds and some angelic beings, and others who just like to come back here and help in the great work that you're doing. But you're on the cusp of great changes. And so we love your saying onwards and upwards. That's why we use it so much. Because you are on the top of the piece of paper. If you see the piece of paper this way up, you've gone up to the top and you're right there waiting to go over and down the other side. Not going downwards, going onwards and upwards. You're at the cusp and you are so close, and there is nothing that can happen in this earthly world that can change that now. The forces that are not wanting these ascensions to go forward are just wanting that. They cannot stop it. They might delay the timing a bit, but you human beings who have reached these levels, you've already reached the level of change. You're on the cusp, and you could be on the cusp for a few months, a few years, not much longer. You're nearly there. And for those beings on your planet who expect you to leave your body and float up, this is not going to happen at this time. You will at some point leave your physical body behind. But at this time, the transition, as you spoke about, Marcus, recently, with the message that we gave you, you are becoming more connected to your etheric body now. You're becoming more closer to being a fourth dimensional being than a third dimensional being. And as this transfers over bit by bit by bit by bit, you will be connected more to the etheric world. Some of you will be noticing the things that you now see and envisage and feel that you couldn't do before, partly because of this. And others will be able to do what you term magical things because of this. And it is a great change coming. You have been talking about the strands of DNA for many years, opening and reopening, and this is all part of this. Some of these strands are going to be helping you connect to these other dimensions. I know scientists will tell us this does not happen, it's not real, but they only understand a very limited amount of what you refer to as science. How things work is simple. Nothing is complicated. People of what you call science tend to try and make things complicated so that they can be the only ones who can understand how things work. But in the olden days, the olden ages, science and religion were one. The high priest was also the scientist, and there was never a difference between their beliefs. They worked in harmony, in the oneness, in unity with all things, and that was true science. So we're going to go now, but before we do, we'll just reiterate these changes that are occurring now are helping you to transfer from this 3D physical and conscious existence, because you have moved, many of you have moved to fifth dimensional consciousness and have been able to stay there for some lengths of time. Your existence will be greatly helped by having this fourth dimensional connection to your physical now, because that will make you lighter. and much more able to stay at fifth dimension for longer periods, which is what you need to be doing for this next phase. We hope that is clear and is very clear to you all. And we thank you and bless you for being with us, for guiding us in the things that you wish to know about, and also for helping us in all the things we do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'll have to have a listen to that now. I got some of the gist of it, and a lot of it is what I have talked about already. But interesting, some things, quite often when I have these transmissions, I hear things I've not heard before, and sometimes words I don't normally use. Normally they use the words that I use because it's my words. But sometimes these words come out the blue, or feelings or ideas that I would never have thought of. Quite interesting. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until next time, blessings to you all. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about the world. Don't worry. Stay at peace with yourself. Everyone that stays at peace, in peace with themselves, is going to help the world become a world of peace and love. Stay in your heart. Radiate from your heart the love that you have for those that you care about, but most importantly, for yourself, and then for those outside of yourself. Stay safe, stay well, stay connected to those who radiate and resonate with you. This is very important at this time. Namaste.